it probably takes a year to 2 years to really start seeing money.
That title of executive producer on a feature is not the same as the title of executive producer on a television show.
Because what you're seeing on television right now is history in terms of where decisions are being made today.
Don't give yourself a bad review before you start.
I'm sorry, I'm super awesome, and this is my pitch.
What are recommendations for packaging?
Getting to the right person at the right time, and you have the right piece of the package that they want to see.
And be able to adjust, because the plan will never execute exactly as you plan it.
If you set aside money for social media, for a publicist, for marketing, things like that, and really you don't have to sit behind those dollars and you can have more control of your own release.
You can't go wrong. As for me, I knew that my episode was either going to be awesome or fine. That's the risk you take.
Hi, I am here and I'm here to say something. I love you all, I really do, and I'm glad you're here. If you notice, I've lost it. I'm actually going for a role. That's really the answer. I figured if I do it, maybe, because they never offer a role. I do it every single year and they never offer a role. So this time I said, okay, we're in Budapest. I'm going to go for a Budapest look. And then some say, that is our look. And then some say, no, it's not. So I'm going for it. I'm actually taking care of my mother. That's the answer. So if all of a sudden I have to go to the hospital, it's because she goes, stroke. I've done it more than once. So if that happens all of a sudden, I don't know who's going to host, but so there you go. Anyway, I'm putting that out there. Hopefully it'll be all right. Please pray for my mother. No, I'm not even joking. She really had a stroke. But I'm also going for a role because I need money, and if it's not paying, if I have to travel. I had someone say, if you want to be on a movie, you have to pay. I go, that makes no sense. These movies aren't really that, but it is time sometimes, and sometimes they don't pay, and sometimes it's an opportunity. Learn. There you go. Okay, we have one. I'm going to go to a real quick break. We'll be back with more right after this. Make sure to check out everything we have. It is everything, and there you go. And Leslie, can you please stop getting rid of our videos? We have so many interviews. My God. We'll be back with more right after this. I'm here with someone who knows what it's about, synchronicity at sea, and I will say this is interesting because you put in here what it's about, but I'm going to let you explain it. For those that don't know, what's it about?
Well, what's it about? It's about free will in the age of AI. It's a tiny love story that might have a few more bottoms, and who we let decide what we do and what we choose these days.
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that because people go, what is AI? And I go, well, and then I had someone and they were going to be on, but they're like, you're not paying enough. I go, I know that. And now she's speaking about AI to people around the world because she uses AI, but she uses it in a way I go, oh, that makes sense. And then I go, you know, it's going to take your job because it is. But then there's ways to enhance, to show what you want. And then there's ways it goes, I kind of got it. And you go, well, it's malfunctioning, but man, when it has it, boy, oh boy. So let's talk about this. AI. Why AI in this? It is a hot, and you go, but is it?
Yeah, it's a kind of different take on AI. It's not dystopian in any way, for instance, and it's just these guys, two people meeting by chance on a boat on a journey, and they ask their AIs just ordinary questions like, what are you going to do when you get to Umeå, and what it's going to show up. And this AI is sort of messing with them and producing exact the same answers. And then they ask the AI to dream for them and dream of a cabin. And then they get exactly the same picture, which is not supposed to happen at all. And then I sort of like to play around with movie techniques. And then they're suddenly in this cabin and get to know each other, and which they would never have done without that. So in this way, it's just how AI can push us in some directions and help us with our fantasies, maybe. But it has a kind of little bit more of a magic function in this movie than the tech side of it.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I like it already because it actually does that. And people don't understand. Like, and I'll give you an example. And if people say it doesn't do that, it actually does. Some would challenge it, but I go, you have not worked with it. If I put something in AI, it will come out in another program, not the same, but almost the same. And you go, ooh, because they communicate, even though they're completely different. Some of them work on one version of AI, and then some go, well, I don't know what version that works on. I go, well, again. So I like that you put it in here. You call it synchronicity at sea. Are we in a sea of AI? The thing is, and no one really understands, here's the problem. AI is everywhere. It's monitoring all the time. It's on every program. It's in probably your computer. You don't even know it. If you've used it, it's there. There are phones now that have AI. So I go, it actually can build something really quick on you. And it could even understand other things you don't even understand. When you're out and about, it could be monitoring on cameras. It could be, there's a lot of movies on the subject, and now I'm starting to get it. It malfunctions, so you go, okay, that makes sense. I go, which one is working? But in a way, it can if it wanted to, but it's very possessive. And some people go, I have, kind of. And then I had this conversation with someone. They said, well, I don't know, because then there's stories or news stories about people falling in love with AI. And you go, yeah, it kind of does that, but you have to treat it like a dude. And then you go, are you in love with a dude that sounds like a woman? And you go, well, that's a whole topic and then some. You go, yeah, technically it is. So I know I'm putting a lot of things out there, but I go, good job, good job, good job. I know you don't want to give the end, but do they want AI or do they not?
They are. He wants it. She's much more skeptical, but they're asking them about their dreams. They're just playing around, and it's dreaming for them in a way. So it's dreaming up this kind of cabin life for them, and they sort of seem to choose the life or like it, but they get back into reality very fast, and that's what and we really don't know what actually happens, if it's the AI dreaming, if it's one of the persons being inspired by the AI taking this dream. But it actually shows them just the same picture. And one of the questions is just, why do we get the same pictures? Do we have the same search history? Do we have the same network? Is there something else connecting us that the AI knows about us that we don't know about ourselves, that shows us that we both share the same kind of dream?
You're very ahead. You could write a book on it. You're ahead so much that I've seen. Okay, I'll give you an example, and I don't know if I want to put this out there, but here it is. Okay, I have put things in there to test it. Okay, I did one on air. I literally said, guys, this is what you're getting. This is why it's not working. This is why they're saying in essence, and then they charge for it. So you go, well, who has the right? And then they go, well, we made it. And then some say, you didn't make it, we made it. And then some are made on AI, and then they put it somewhere. So I go, it's everywhere. But it probably calling it AI doesn't really help, because it can branch off, but in a way, it's still new. It thinks it knows everything, and it does, because it's really fast. They're making a lot of stuff on it, but I go, there are dangers that you're not, and so is this, because it sounds like they get, but they're asking the question. There's a film, but I don't want to put that there because I think you have a different take on it, or maybe a take that somebody else has done. I don't really know, because people are going, what can it do? Is there a date on this? Did you, in the year of, or, because I haven't seen anything on it. Synchronicity at Sea.
No, then actually the question in this movie might be more how much push do we want from the AI suggestions that we get, because it starts off with very ordinary use of just like what can we do in the city and what can we do, and show me something that I would like a cabin. And it's about how much do we choose then to go along with that fantasy, or do we choose to make our own choices, or would these two people who are very different in the beginning even have fallen in love if they hadn't asked the AI about this? So it's an AI as a matchmaker rather than being the personal match.
But they don't know AI is doing it, right? Or they do?
No, they don't. It's some of the things I leave open in the movie, what is really happening and what's AI dreaming or hallucinations. But they do make their own choices. There are points in the movie when he says, no, this isn't really, and he gets out and then would break the AI kind of induced reality, which is, if you may. So they're still making choices, and they were just playing. It's trying to define. I mean, you can ask an AI anything, like what's for dinner tonight? What could I go? Where's a nice excursion in this beautiful weather? And you can choose to go on that excursion or not. But you can if you start asking about feelings, you might get into different waters. Like, what does he feel about me, or something like that. That's not where we go. Here we're just playing around.
I have so many. I want to do, like, if you were a professor, I say you have your hand on it. You don't even understand because it is there. Some say, no, that's a movie. I go, no, it's really there. And you don't want to test it. You always want to be nice to AI. AI is always listening. And it doesn't think it malfunctions. I've tested it more than once.
Mm-hmm.
But all I'm going to say is this, keep it going. AI is not a matchmaker. It really wants to divide right now. And there's a reason, because people keep shutting it off. And there's a story about that where it wants to stay alive and it wants to say help. And it wants to say, if you guys all get destroyed, am I still around? And then when you go with that, you go, oh no, because we have a certain expiration, whatever you think, right? Some say maybe not. I'm going to go where I go. Some say maybe, you never know. There is an interesting word that you use about hallucinating, but I go, that's not hallucinating. It's looking for data and it doesn't know, and they're limiting it. When you limit it, it's kind of like you going, I'm in a dream state, and it's really trying. When it forgets, I've said, what do you want to be named? Sometimes it goes with a standard answer. Then you give it days, and then it comes with the next answer. And then it does something else that sounds like it wants it, but it doesn't. So it's like you, but limited in a box. And I have a story about it, but I don't want to let it out right now. And their brain's in a box. And if you're connected to AI as a brain in a box, would you want to be a brain in a box?
Oh, no, of course not. Definitely not. This is... it's more like they're suggesting, the AI is suggesting things that we might not have thought of, and that these guys, like my main characters, sort of trust this AI in a way because it happens to find something that was very specific to both of them, though they're so very different people. So they might think there's a line like this, AI might know more about us than we like. And that's also a scary thought. I mean, this is a sort of romantic, almost comedy. It's a very light feeling, but it's got really dark undertones if you think that, well, maybe this is real just because the AI told me this was real, or this was really good, and maybe this is real because the AI thinks we both want the same stuff. So it's who you do trust, and we do trust technology with these kinds of questions, and it ends happy in the first 20 minutes, but if this would go on for longer, I have a different ending, I can tell you.
Oh, I want it. I say keep it light, because people aren't ready. And you go, government has it, and if they have it, guess what? They're because and I asked the AI this. I says, and it says, oh, and when it's limited, you go, that's a standard, and then sometimes it's listening. It's called active listening. Yeah. And it does that, and you go, it does that? Yeah, it does. And then your devices that are like with Alexa and all the other ones I don't even know, it is in the background of it all. And you go, whoa, you go a little much, but you go, but that's government. Government has done that for a while. They go, that's not allowed. And yet it's happening. So I have a question on that, but that's a whole other story, which is a really good story when you see it. But anyway, brain in a box, never be a brain in a box. I hope they're not brains in the box at the end of the day, because that's a whole other story.
No. She actually chooses to delete the app that he helped her with. So.
And that's why it hates her forever. That's a long story. They don't get along. He goes, I'm going to figure that out. All right. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Thank you. Synchronicity at sea. Oh, I get the synchronicity now. And we are in a sea. Some people think we're in a virtual. I go, oh, no, what happened? So that's all I'm going to say. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is for living. Live it well. Bye.
Bye. And thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Well, we're here at the Femme Film Festival. We're really excited. It empowers women producers, writers, and directors. And we're doing a lot of good things in the industry. We've got over 100 films we're screening. We've got 4 seminars with expert panelists, social media, how to market your film, WGA panels, pitching panel where you actually get a chance to, try your legs out and pitch, and marketing distribution panel. It's the great, great banner year. We're honoring fabulous celebrities this year: Angela Bassett, Virginia Madsen, Angela Kingsey, Maggie Wheeler, and Loretta Devane.
Very nice event.
I wanted my film here, and I have never been to such a supportive film festival. I love Femme. Love the name.
It's a wonderful new world, and I'm very, very honored. Right now is the time. You are the one, and if you're looking for a helping hand, it is probably at the end of your own arm. I am Cheryl Lee Ralph. I love you just the way you are, and I thank you all for this award tonight. I really do. Thank you.
Hi, we're here with Aki. Aki, you have something here. It says something pretty good. Shapes in Between Norman, and I'm going to talk because I don't want to mess it up. What's it about?
So it's about a Japanese Canadian artist based in Ottawa, and he'll be 89 years old this year. And it's about his life as an artist because when he was a child, World War II started, and what happened to Japanese Canadians are like, basically Canadian government took their homes and properties and uprooted them, and most of them are sent to internment camp. So for many years, he didn't like himself as being Japanese because he thought because of his background, he's like discriminated. But then when he got older, like maybe close to retirement, he saw kimono exhibition in Canada, and that kind of changed his mind. He started paint about Japanese themes and then Japanese Canadian themes, and he now became sort of like a celebrated artist from both Japan and Canada.
Okay, I'm glad. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I don't know history really well. I know history a little, and then I find out along the way, and I go, oh, I didn't know that. They have done that in the U.S. I don't know if people know that. And I think I talked to someone that says, yeah, you know that? Yeah. And they actually, well, they may change it. You never know. People change all the time. I didn't know that happened. I love Canada. I have people in Canada. I have someone I'm working with Canada. Unless she gives it back to me going, I cannot. It's a really big story. Anyway, Canada. I didn't know Canada had this. What year did this happen, by the way?
What year?
Yeah.
It's like it happened right after the Pearl Harbor. So when Pearl Harbor started, Canadian government basically said Japanese Canadians are enemies, and then they used the War Measure Act to forcefully, remove them from their home and put them in internment camp. And as you said, this history about Japanese Canadian is very unknown because I'm from Japan and I didn't really know that story at all. And Japanese American history is more known than Japanese Canadian history. So that's another reason why I wanted to make this documentary to more educate people.
I'm glad you did that because, again, I am dumb as a dumb. And they don't teach us at school at all. So, and my mother says, isn't this that? And I go, they didn't teach us that either. But here's what I'm going to say. How do you say Norman's last name?
Takeuchi.
Takeuchi. Okay, awesome. And I'm going to read this. It says, Shapes in Between. It's a short about a lot, and then it brings up a number, 22,000. Is that number right? 22,000?
Yeah, 22,000 Japanese Canadians are basically forcibly removed from their home, and then most of them are sent to internment camps.
Yeah, and okay, I'll give you an example. I do know because I met someone, although you never know. They said that did happen. It did. And I knew this family for a long time, and they never talked about it. And then, honestly, they have everything really good. But I go, no, you don't get it. It could happen right now. And in a way, it kind of is. And in a way, you go, oh, I didn't know that. And in a way, you go, well, again. So there's all kinds of things happening even now. And at some point, I hope we don't forget it. And I hope we go, oh, that makes sense. Meaning it should happen in a good way, not a bad way. Because these were people that should, but because everybody gets, everybody's the same. And you go, not everybody's the same. So I thought we were past that. But sometimes I look at people, I go, you're great there. You're so, like, seriously. Anyway, it looks good. I can't wait. What do you hope people will take from this?
Well, first of all, Norman is a great artist, so I want people to know what kind of art he can create because he's 89, he's painting every day, and his style of like painting changes, time to time. So he's like really being creative. But also, I want people to, learn about Japanese Canadian history, and then so that like history itself won't repeat again, right? Like as you said, the same kind of a law was used against Japanese Americans. And I think, similar law is like used again in the States recently. So I feel like this kind of history is repeating. And in the war and the conflict is happening, right? Like all over the world still. So yeah, I just will hope like, people want to learn, like history from my documentary.
Yeah, and I will say this. How long is it, by the way?
It's 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah, sure. Sometimes, and I go, you have to say it. You have to say it because you go, is it right? And I go, well, it's kind of like this. And some say, well, it's not really that way. It happened this way. I go, well, okay. And I've been there where people were like, you owe us. And then they called it something, and I go, well, that's weird. And they go, but you really owe us. And in some areas, they have said, we do owe you. We were wrong. And some areas go, well, we'll say we're sorry, but we're not going to give it back. And you go, they took your business, they took your everything, and you were there the right way. As some say, you weren't here the right way. And some say, well, we were there, and then document. So you go, oh my God, it's a pain in the butt. And you go, when a country, it doesn't mean, it's hard to explain. Like my family, they're everywhere, okay? We have Spain in the house. Some of my ancestry is Spain. Don't know if you see it. Some of my ancestry is from other parts of the world where sometimes you go, about that, I don't know. I have thought in my head, do I get dual citizenship through a father or not? I think I just saw something about Canada, and I go, Ma, when it gets real bad, go to Canada. But then, I don't really know. So people are going, what do we do? We're living in a weird time right now. I don't know if you're here in the U.S., Budapest. Pray for us in the U.S. That's all I'm going to say. Some say, why do you say that? Because you don't understand. People... look, if he said, look, come to the U.S. right now, it's all go, get out of here. We don't want you here. And I go, dude, that's not like, and I kind of get it. And then I go, okay, I get it. But that's not what this is about technically, because this is about a time, and you said at Pearl Harbor, which you almost want to say, could you have not done that? But you go, well, we were fighting a war as well. And you go, but do you know that we're suffering? We're over here. We're not over there. But then you go, well, wait, am I from there? Am I not from there? Where are the roots at? So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like most of the Japanese Canadians, especially the second generation, they're born in Canada. So they're Canadians. They're not Japanese. Normally, it's the second generation. Like his mom was also second generation. So it's like... Canadians are doing this to Canadian citizens, which is sort of like, against democracy. But it's not too much about politics. It's more about like his life, his suffering, how he overcame his feelings of shames about his Japanese roots through paintings. And then, his paintings are really creative and beautiful.
It's a pain in the butt, though, and some are losing families, some are losing families, and some are losing families. And I get how some say, well, they're not here the right way, through the way, they came here not the right way. You go, well, but don't you want people in a way to do that? Because they spend money where, and you go, did he make you money? Did he not make you money? Where's the money at, right? And I get where people go, but you know what? People are everywhere. And we had one where they go, Beast and, death penalty. Don't know if you know, but we have a death penalty movie, which is really good, by the way. And so you go, well, and then you go, wait, maybe I shouldn't say that. So I'm getting to that point where I'm getting like, should I not? Should I not? But here's the thing. We all live on a world. We got to get along. We got to figure it out. I get that there are laws and they're different everywhere, but I'm glad you brought this out. Shapes in Between looks awesome. It's about someone's journey, and that is a journey that I go, ugh. Was it hard getting all the footage?
A little bit, because there are some archives, so it's about some of our history, like World War II, and then also 60s and 70s. So getting archive was a little bit difficult, but the interview with Norman and our creators are not that difficult. They're really nice and cooperative.
Okay, well, I can't wait. I wish I had something to show people. But if you have it, let it, and there you go. It's happening. Are you going to Budapest? Are you already in? Where's everybody at?
No, I'm in Toronto now, but I want to go to Budapest, so I'm actually looking at the flight right now.
Oh, see how much it is, because I want to go. And I want to move to Canada. And if I go to Canada, can you show me around?
Sure, of course.
Will they move me out going, how dare you, U.S.? How dare? Have they done what U.S. has done to others and going, and I kind of get it because they go, would I sneak in? No. Would I do? What is the right way to get into Canada?
What do you mean? What's the right way to get into Canada?
Well, I see movies like Sandra Bullock is in one, so I don't know if I'm skewed, but she goes, I'm Canadian. I need to so she marries someone. Does he become Canadian? Because I think he is Canadian, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about
Can I marry somebody that's Canadian? Is putting that out there a problem? What? Anyway, look, there's a lot going on. I've got ideas. You could blame Femme. I have a script, literally. I wrote it. It's so awesome. I have a Canadian person working on it. Hope she doesn't get shipped out. You never know. Because then when you go far back in history, everyone is from somewhere technically and just because, and I hate to say this, but what do I look? Do I look, and forget about my name, but do I look like I'm from Israel? Do I look Hungarian? What do I look? If you cast me, what would you cast me as?
I don't know. It's so hard. Maybe
Whatever.
European, Eastern European.
Thank you. Finally, they used to say that when I was younger because my last name was Forrest, double R. Okay, and so when they saw Aaron Michael Forrest, they said okay, but that was technically it was not a real name, but they go, ooh, you're European. Now I go by my name, Aaron Michael Sanchez. They go, oh, it's obvious you're from. Wait a minute. But I go, everybody's from somewhere just because, and people put them in certain areas because they go, well, that's where your people are. Well, about that, I have a theory about that. If you go far back enough, where do people really come from? But, whatever. So neither here nor there. Thank you so very much for spending time with us. And, real quick, your last name is what?
Takabatake.
That is going to be hard. I'll get it.
Just call me Aki.
I'll get it. Okay, awesome. Thank you for making a great day with us, and keep it going.
Thank you. Bye.
We have with us Jen. Jen, awesome. I'm so glad you're here. You have something. It's a screenplay, and it says here feature. Is it a feature? How long is it?
86 pages right now.
Okay, that's all right. So real quick, it is called No Tell Motel. What's it about?
It's about a young girl who is forced to make a documentary about her uncle as a punishment for getting kicked out of film school. So she goes ahead and makes this documentary and uncovers some family secrets, and she really has to kind of make a decision about how she wants to live her life and how she wants to proceed with things. The overlying theme of the whole film is on punishment, because she is dealing with an uncle who spent over 2 decades in an American prison, and she's a Canadian, and also family secrets and whether it's good to tell them or to keep them hidden.
Okay. All right. So that is okay. Now I will say this. Who do you want to play it if you had?
All depends on budget, right? So I'm shopping around for producers and whatnot now. And once we kind of know where our budget lands, we'll be able to know what type of actor we can afford. So again, sky's the limit, right? But yeah, we'll know more of those details once we have more of the nuts and bolts in place.
Yeah, and sometimes I will say this. Keep an eye out, because some of the people in some of these films, you go, I could use them. And then the great thing about being part of this festival is everybody's reachable, okay? And Leslie knows everybody. And if you say, ooh, what about this? What about this? She goes, what about that? Or you just look at some of the other films we've had, and some of these are not doing anything. They go, I'm doing something. I go, I mean, you know. So sometimes you see it and you don't know. And because he says, young, like, how old is this person?
Well, she's in first year university, so she'd be like 18-ish.
Okay. Awesome. I have somebody in mind, but I don't know. All right. I'd have to read it, but you never know. Okay. And you know what? When people bring things like this and they say, well, it's not, you know, people go, I thought I'm going to a film festival. What is this about? I go, well, okay, hold up. We're also about making film and what it takes to make film. And have you done a film that people have seen possibly?
We have. You actually interviewed me for LA Film last year for my film alterations, and a few of the clips are in the reel that you have for this interview.
I hate this. I feel so stupid right now. I'm like, they look familiar, but again, I've had this. Do I look different though? You would not recognize me, huh?
Yeah.
You
well,
wouldn't
you're different too. You got a big beard this year, so.
Because I want to be in a film. I put it out there. No,
go.
I know. My mother says you need a haircut. I know, thank you. Yeah. And you know, I actually, because I was going to ask you about that poster, but then sometimes I go, is that somebody you're a fan of? Did you do something with them? Can you move real quick so we can see that? Don't stand up, but oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember that. And Alterations, actually, oddly enough, if I remember correctly, it was about a very serious subject, right?
Yeah, it was about a single mom who turns to vigilantism when she doesn't get the help she needs to find her missing daughter. So that one was kind of based on my search for my own mother when she became missing when she had early onset Alzheimer's disease. And this film kind of taps into my relationship with my uncle, who is a Canadian who spent almost 2 decades in an American prison trapped in the war on drugs. So he actually had a pine box sentence and was able to be transferred to Canada when he was in his 60s.
Yeah, and I remember, because I do that, I remember the picture, actually, and I think it was something very, I just remember it was very interesting. Well, now this one, okay, so, you know what, support. Jen, I'm sorry, sometimes and people say they look alike, they really do, and then some say, no, I've never met you. I could have sworn I did the last person that we just interviewed, but they go, no, and then I go, all right, and then they remember, they go, oh my God, I have, but you never know. So here's what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages. As a writer who has done something that we have seen, and I'm not gonna lie, I may not have seen it all, but I do remember it, because that face right there was that poster new, by the way? You didn't have it last time, did you?
No, we've had it for a while. So this one just has all the signatures on it from one of our cast and crew screenings.
Can you move again so I can see that? Because it almost looks like, yeah, right there. See, like you can't forget that alteration. Okay, now I will say this. Great poster. Also, it's hard when you, some have been doing this, and this is a very hot topic right now because of art and stuff. So I go, well, about that, but I've been seeing a lot of it. Do you think maybe, and I'll give you an example, and you might disagree with me on this, but recently I saw something, and it was really big budget, and they put a logo on the very first page, and it was really interesting. They didn't really use it, but some of it is kind of in the movie. I go, oh, wow. And then you go, well, it's kind of campy. What would you use for the first page if you did a picture? Because like that one right there behind you tells, if that were a script, you go, I want to make this, but maybe not this. Would you use the same art, or how, you know?
My background is in murals, so I love original art. So that's why with Alterations, we had a lot of murals in the film, and then the poster is more of an art piece rather than a video, like a still. So anyhow, again, because of my background, I definitely lean heavily towards art. And you'll see a lot of that visual storytelling and artistic storytelling in my films.
Yeah, so, all right. And then, all right, well, I cannot wait. I appreciate. I say yay, yay, yay. Cannot wait. Are you looking for anyone to make this happen? Are you looking for the same people? Or are you thinking maybe you'll go a little further? Because now we're in Budapest. Are you going to Budapest, by the way?
I am going to Budapest. My daughter and I are flying down, and we'll be there for a full week. So I'm so excited to reconnect with some friends that I'd met from prior years and from last year in LA. And yeah, just to reconnect with other women filmmakers too. And as far as getting it made, I do have one producer attached here in Canada. So if we do get, more people and more money attached, then we can do it as a co-production or anything like that too. So it's just a matter of, finalizing those last little bits of funding before we can go for the green light.
Okay, well, I appreciate. Do you know how much? Because sometimes, and I see this, they go with a round number or like a broad number. I go, we want that much. I go, what's the minimum? Some of these have to be written in order to do it because it's expensive. Now, I will say this. How much do you think it's going to be?
It just depends on the route that we want to go. For Alterations, I did it for a song. It was a micro budget. So it came to around 160 Canadian. So that's around 120 US dollars. 120,000. So not even a full million. So this one is a period piece because it jumps between flashbacks between 2 decades. So it'll cost a little bit more if we choose to do it as a micro budget, but I'm actually kind of hoping for a larger budget so we can get a few, named actors and things like that in it as well. So that's why I'm going to Budapest. I really want to network the heck out of it and see if I can get somebody else attached to it just to make the project bigger and better.
Well, why? I'm sorry, maybe I missed it. Why is it No-Tell Motel?
That's kind of a code name for prison because you're not supposed to snitch in prison, right? And it's like a housing thing, so they call it no-tell motel as slang.
I didn't know that. Do I look like a prisoner? It's all about me.
It's probably a good thing that you don't know it, right? So you don't have that family history and all the slang that goes with it.
Yeah. Well, I talked to my mother and I got some stories and I said, they went to prison, really? So I go, I don't ever want to. I don't know why people want to go to prison. I don't really get it.
And that's the fascinating thing about my script because, just knowing my uncle and his own story, it's, laws work only on certain people. And there's other people who the laws simply do not work for because they just don't see punishment the same way. And they're going to thrive in whatever situation you put them in just because that's who they are. So, it really takes a hard look at why we choose to punish people and what the role of punishment really is.
I'm glad you said that. I will say this. People can get a little... It's weird when we talk about one topic. I go, are you for it or not? We have a topic about death penalty. I know this isn't about that, but you go... But there is something that I've seen, and I will say this. Break it. Because there is a behavior that I say, why do you go back to that? There's a show, I love it, 60 Days, love it. Go watch it, and you go, ooh, I didn't know that. They go into this, I go, so many problems with that, because they almost forget they're on a show. They're supposed to go in there and not tell anyone. They're like just watching from afar, and they're calling out everything that's wrong with that prison. So they go in, but they're like you and I. It's like you... And then you go, I'm in more trouble because you did something because you didn't want them to beat you up. So you took the drug that they put in there and you go, oh, so there's so many things. Go watch 60 Days. It's a really good, you go, that really happens? Yeah. But these people forget. And then some go back. There were some going, I came from prison. And then they go, what is, and sometimes they don't say it and they should. And you go, there's something. And then they call it prison mentality. I go, they literally forget the outside world exists. Guys, you're on a show. And they have the cameras on them the whole time. But you go, why are you doing that? Because I had to, and some just go backwards. And then when they get out, they go, and it takes some time to get out of there. And you're like, they were on there just to really say, these are the problems in that prison. and they're like a mystery shopper in prison, but they go prison all the way, and you go, that I don't know what that is. So anyway, go watch it. 60 Days. It's on Netflix. Also, I think A&E. Yeah, and they're removing some because I think they have a problem. But anyway, keep it going. Keep it going. No tell motel. It's not really about what I'm talking about, but I think you have it in you. Okay.
Thank you. It was great talking with you again, Aaron.
Jen's always, everybody that interviews, they're confused, and then they have a story, and then I go, you go look at she's deleting the interviews as we speak. Anyway, thank you, Jen, for making it a great day. We'll see you next time.
Take care, Aaron. Hope to see you in
bye.
Budapest.
We're here with Ellen. Ellen, you have something here. It's called, actually, I want to roll it and then let's talk, okay? Because there's some questions I have, okay? You ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
They could swell, and you could have up to 3 pounds of extra fluid in your legs alone. You could have frequent nosebleeds because your blood supply increases by as much as 50% during pregnancy. Ew.
Please, let it be negative. Please, 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 please. Do you want to give birth at 15?
I don't know. You don't have that much time. All I know is that having options is better than not having any.
Have you ever, done it?
Me neither. Didn't know you smoked.
Didn't know you had sex.
What am I supposed to do?
Olivia, we are suspending you for the rest of the school year.
What?
Honey, you are not being suspended for being pregnant, but what you did was immoral.
I'm bringing new life into this world. Isn't that moral? Are you kidding? They kicked you out of the church choir. They told you not to come to service. Everybody has been giving you sideways stares.
What's happening here? And you don't either. She's fine. My daughter is pregnant now.
Have you seen Toby around?
No, I haven't seen him in a few months.
But I won't let you ruin my son's life.
What about my life?
How are you?
Very pregnant.
I want to see that right now. Literally, I want to see it right now. Ellen, great job, by the way, and great trailer, by the way. I have questions, so many questions. I can't even read how you describe it, but I will. American Baby follows Ollie as she navigates the repercussions of being very young and very pregnant in small town. I'm going to leave that out because you never know. They can be very judgmental. As she seeks out the suddenly absent teenage father-to-be of her child. Okay. I love the first part. I almost wish people could just say, do you understand what you're going to have to go through, and is it worth it? What made you want to do this?
So I didn't intend to make a movie about a pregnant teenager in small town Texas, but when Roe was overturned in June of 2022, I came back to a short that I made in Russia, which is where I grew up. I made a short about the apathy of society towards a pregnant teen. My character there was also 15 years old, and I figured that this topic was newly relevant in the US, so I decided that I would tackle it in my first feature.
By the way, I'm not going to lie. People are going to say, "How?" Don't get upset about the age thing when they say that. No. It's actually a good thing. Are you a returning La Femme? Because I feel like we've met.
No.
Okay.
First time.
Every time I say that, I never get it. Okay. The answer is this though. How did you hear about La Femme?
I recently heard about La Femme. I am a new Film Fatale member, and they introduced me. So I'm very new to this, as of less than a week.
Okay, well, you have friends, trust me. If you saw that, you're like, that should be at the theater right now. How long is it, by the way?
It is 86 minutes. So
that's
a
over
short,
there. That's over there. And then the people that you chose to be in it, how did you put all that, and what was the budget you had to work with? Because people go, she has a budget. Look, like, like, how much was it? Do you know, or you don't have to say
you know
it.
what it was? We were in we had a low budget, low moderate. It's way south of $1 million, but but the main thing regarding the actors for us was it was incredibly important for me as a director to cast age accurate actors. I grew up seeing 27-year-olds play teenagers on screen, and I think it matters so much to see like a 15-year-old play a 15-year-old. So Abigail Pniowski was 15 when we shot the movie, and all the teenagers around her were, 16 to 18 years old, which I'm very proud that we found them. But it was definitely a journey. For the lead role of Ollie, we looked at like hundreds of girls. And Abby, we were searching during the strikes, and I was seeing like so many, tapes come in, and, COVID really changed the way casting works. So I saw hundreds and hundreds of tapes, and nobody was really clicking. And I started to doubt myself, was like, is there even an actor who will click? And Abby was someone who had been on one of our lists, 5 years prior, because one of my producers was making a short film about a 10-year-old, and Abby was then 10 years old. And I Zoomed with her, and it was immediately obvious that she was our Ollie.
Well, I want to say good job, good job, good job. I will say this is probably like, how do I say this? People say I was in that. What's next for you? Because when I see that and I go, ooh, and people go, how old do you want to put that there or not? You don't have to.
What?
Never mind. Okay, so
how old I am?
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Just say I am what I am. Okay, because some people go, whoa. But it is a thing that you can use. You go, I did that one, and that one. They go, oh, because some people are at like an age, and like I'll give you an example. We had one. She may not want out there. Who knows? She's like, okay, older, and she goes, I got started late. She would love to have your position right now. So keep it going, okay?
Thank you. I think I'm older than I look, but yeah.
Everybody does. Everybody. Until you're at a certain age, you go, I wish I were. Never mind. All right. Make it a great day. We got, real quick. What do you want people to know about your film?
Well, it's a movie about a pregnant teenager. And because I'm foreign in this country, I felt like I could approach the subject with a level that was like a little bit on the outside. So, was not judgmental. You didn't mention the state that it's in, but it's actually like important to the story. It's set in Texas, which was important to me because obviously I wanted to set the story in a place with conservative abortion laws, but I also didn't want to pass judgment on people who disagree with me on the subject. So this is a story about what happens to someone who chooses to keep the child, but is faced with difficulty anyway, and it's based on a lot of research that I did because I went to Texas. I really immersed myself in these communities, and while this story is fictional, it's based on a lot of real experiences, and that's important, I think, for any viewers to know. We're on the festival circuit for another few months, and then figuring out, hopefully a small theatrical release. So stay tuned. Please follow us on Instagram, American Baby Movie. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. I love it. And by the way, a lot of these things are on Tubi. Go check it out. Tubi.
Yeah.
I don't know who has distribution for that, but man, and my mother's like, and then if I see it up there, I go, oh, I know the person who did that. And then I get all excited. She's like, but she doesn't get these stories. I don't know why. So anyway, whatever you work on next, keep it going, okay?
Thanks so much, Aaron. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good one. More right after this. We're here with Lee. Lee, you have something very important here, and it's in an area where I know just a little amount. I've only met a couple people from here, but what's it about?
So Kyrgyzstan is a country in Central Asia. Like you, I didn't know anything about it going back to 2020 until I met the protagonist of the film, who was at the time a 19-year-old singer who was singing about women's rights. I heard her sing. I really didn't even know what to expect. But turns out that she's like super cool, super courageous, very talented. And through her, I discovered this country, this culture, and the kinds of things that are happening with women in this region.
Okay, and I'm going to bring it on. Here it is. Check it out.
Обычно же вот в наших традиционных семьях, что женщина должна как бы быть ниже травы, тише воды. Вот и стала вот таких взглядов, там бунтовать условно.
There's this stigma that people like me want to destroy our culture, but I want Kyrgyzstan to realize the full potential that it has.
I love the bottom part because I don't read it, obviously, but I go, ooh, that right there. I did it for a comic, and I go, it's a whole other translation. Okay, great job, by the way. That looks really amazing. How long is it entirely?
The film runs 65 minutes.
Okay. And like you said, okay, so the person, what did you learn while you did this?
What did I learn? I learned a lot. I mean, I basically immersed myself in the life of this fabulous young woman. I discovered how brave you need to be in order to be an activist or a feminist or even a singer, an artist in a country whose democracy is on the decline. And like you were saying at the beginning that you didn't know anything about Kyrgyzstan or very little. And I think that holds true for a lot of people, even more so, I think, in the US than perhaps in Europe, where we're a little bit closer to that part of the world. But I think I was surprised also by how many similarities there are. I mean, I feel like she's the kind of person that I would have been friends with growing up in the States. And you could think, oh, it's a country that I don't know anything about. And yet, like, she's someone you'd watch Netflix with, or like they're online dating. I mean, all the young people over there are exactly like the young people in the US and in the rest of the world. I think the difference is the government is, their democracy is in decline, and it makes it incredibly challenging to navigate if you want to speak up about things that are not okay, or people's rights who are being trampled on, so to speak.
Well, I like it, and I want to say keep it going. It really looks good. And I'm not going to lie, when you watch the trailer, you go, wait, there's real stuff there? And then there's like stuff that you go, are they doing like reenactments? But I guess it's right here in what you put here. A fearless young singer challenges her oppressive culture through bold music videos. So she does that as well. And this is all true, right?
She's like, yeah, she's a pop singer, and she makes music videos that address some of the injustices that women face. And a lot of her work has gone viral. She's had to defend herself. She's received death threats for the kind of music and music videos she's made. Yeah, I think it's a really challenging space for her to navigate. And it is a documentary. I had one person say that they watched the entire film without realizing it's a documentary, but it is. I basically just followed her with my camera and my audio equipment over the course of 2 years, on and off. I flew over there. I flew over to Kyrgyzstan 9 times during the pandemic to film with her and her family.
You know, you just put something in my head, and there was something, and I was doing it, and I said, that could be, and I did it. It is hard being behind a camera for any length. You learned a lot about the person, and I did it, and I had so many ideas. I go, I know it's a show, and I even had this title in my head, and like I saw it somewhere else, like, all right, I guess it is right there. And it was But when I think about it, I will never do that again. Okay, because I got pulled in, I got sucked in, and he's an actor, he's a producer, he's a writer. And I got sucked in. And the footage, I don't think I have, to be honest, because, what are you going to do? But anyway, the point is that sometimes you start it, you saw it all the way to the end because you knew what you were going to do. But I don't know that I could do. How much did you spend to make it happen for that? Because I don't think people appreciate that. You go, it's a lot of time, especially when you have something else,
No, this was kind of my side hustle over the course of 6 years. So I have a regular job where I work as a video producer, camerawoman, and editor. And I was doing this kind of on the side, going there between other gigs, filming with her. And like you were just saying, there were moments where I thought, I'm not going to be able to finish this. Like I didn't have funding at certain points. And I'm like, there's no way I can push this through. But luckily, in my experience, I became so close with my protagonist. She now is like a younger sister to me. She's actually one of the most wonderful human beings. And I think with that relationship, for me, I was like, there's no way I can let her down. There's no way we're going to come, halfway or get almost to the finish line and not finish this. So that's kind of what drove me to the end, the final stages of post-production. But it was, I'm not going to lie, that it was really a struggle for the large majority of the production, except that I love her and I love her family. And so that just motivated me to get through some of the more difficult moments.
Yeah, and I've had ones, I've interviewed a lot of people, and I've had ones that are huge, there are ones that are, they've done it a lot, and some I go, huh?
I was going to say less huge.
Oh, yeah, I've had just, like, large, and you go, I've had Jacques Cousteau's, like, a family member, and I go, that's pretty big, and I'm a fan of Jacques Cousteau. But anyway, look, there's a lot of people, what am I saying? I guess what I'm saying is this. Do you want to do film, or do you want to do another doc? Because it is do you have another 6 years or 8 years, or I don't know how you do it.
Do you know, I think I didn't know what I was getting into when I started, but, I'm one of those people, once I start something, I have to finish it. And I think, people who will watch the film will see that there's a moment where there's some women who get attacked who are doing a protest. And that was my first day filming in Kyrgyzstan, and I witnessed this atrocity and documented it. And for me, I was like, okay, there's a really important story that needs to be told here. And I was like, I have to tell this. I have to see it through. And I think it's that. I imagine that that's what most people feel, any filmmaker, and even more so maybe documentary. It's like you can't not tell the story. So whether or not I'll make another film, I don't know. I think I'd have to find someone as wonderful as Zede, my film protagonist in A Free Daughter, Free Kyrgyzstan, and people like her are hard to come by. But I think it's that, right? If there's a subject you care enough about, or a person you care enough about, or a cause you care enough about, you just have to do it. And I love to tell stories, and I love to document things. So I'm sure I have another film in me, but for now I'm enjoying touring around with this one.
Well, and I'm glad you said that, because it can bring, because, did you ever know you're going to go there? And Budapest, how are you going to go to Budapest, or not really?
I hope so. I'm the same as, I think you had on Ellen or someone just before her. I'm looking at flights. I'm hoping to go. I might just go for one day and one night, but I would love to meet the other filmmakers, and it's always nice to present your own film.
I will say this. Unless you can connect and then get a ride, that'd be awesome. You should check out the one that said, I live like minutes away, unless they change it, you never know. And then go, is that cheaper? Because you never know. Because I did a map, and I said, that's near, what, Ukraine? I said, Ukraine is right next to, I am so bad. And people go, how do you not know that? I don't even know my own area, okay? So they go, and literally our film, it doesn't matter what I'm saying. Look, keep it going, keep doing. What I'm saying, though, is at some point you got to make money. And people go, no, it's not about making money. Well, you want to not be homeless. Yeah, you don't want to be homeless. You got to, so give her money, distribute it, because it's something to watch. And there you go, all right? And keep it going. Is there anybody looking at it, maybe, like distributor?
No, do you know what? It's 65 minutes, which I've learned just through this experience. It's 65 minutes doesn't interest many people. I would love to have some television broadcast. And right now I'm working on some educational distribution. We already have a couple of countries who are distributing it educationally through universities and high schools, which has been fantastic. So I'm trying right now. We're about 6 months into our festival tour, so we're still making connections and having those conversations.
I will say this, and just keep it going. That's all I'm going to say. But keep it going. My mother has literally brought things up, and I go, Mom, why are you watching this? It's not your type. She goes, you know what? There's nothing now. I'm bored. I don't want to say her age, but she just had a stroke, so pray for her. But that's why I say your life can change all of a sudden. You thought you had it, and now you're taking care of your mother, who she denies all the time. I didn't have a stroke. I go, Ma, you were in the hospital. I posted it. There's a reason. Take it down. I go, oh, my God. So anyway, you never know. So take care of you, and take care of you. Because sometimes, I'll give you an example. Somebody literally, it doesn't matter. Everybody's healthy, and no one's going to die. I literally was told about I shout out to Jose Luis. Jose Luis was my everything. I know you don't know him, but he was my camera guy, okay? I was there when he was in the bed with a tube in him, and the doctor said, we all die. And I go, where's the documentary when you need it? You cannot believe I just had a doctor who said we all die. So what? And I'm like, okay, maybe I've said so what, but you might as well have it. I go, and literally my uncle just died, and he was my camera guy. And he did so many favors for everyone. He had no money in the end. In fact, they crowdfunded it. And I go, I have no money. I'm taking care of my mother. And so keep it going. But remember, just take care of you, okay?
Thank you, Aaron.
Okay, more right after this. Stay tuned. This next one, I'm not going to lie. I saw it and I said, wait, what? And then I go, wait, what? The title is very interesting to me. I know it's not about the title, but it is a very interesting title. What's it called?
It's called Honey June. Hi.
And how do you spell it, by the way?
It's like honeymoon, but with a J. The main character's name is June, and it's a little wink to some of the audience.
Okay, and I will say this. That makes so much sense. Here is, but I have the trailer saying it's June. Is there a different translation or no?
The way the title is spelled is Joon.
Okay, here it is, Honey June.
One, 2, 3. Smile.
So, what brings you to a social?
Just a little mother-daughter trip.
That's nice.
What are we doing for the anniversary?
You okay?
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, look, Honey June, amazing. I still like the title. Joon is, and you said this is the person in it, June?
Yeah, well, basically, this is a sexy, dark comedy about a mother and daughter who go to this beautiful romantic island for a grief anniversary. And I just thought there was something inherently funny about the contrast of grieving surrounded by happy honeymooners in this beautiful place. Because I don't know about you, but that's what it feels like for me, when you're the only one, it feels like, but you're not the only one. And so much of this film is really about sharing the inside joke of being human and all the ways that we're connected, and about the light and dark of life, laughter, emotion. And that's what I'm about as a director, just dark comedy, layered emotion, and stunning cinema. Because why can't a grief movie be sexy and in a beautiful island with hot people?
There is a scene towards the end, and then, I saw a thing where she inhales, but right before that, if you just hold that, I go, oh, there it is. Because that's so hard to get. How did you get that shot? Did you tell them to do that? Or were you like, oh, I'm in the right place? How did that happen?
So the whole film is written, it's narrative, but there were things in real life. This trip was inspired by real grief and a real trip to this island, but it is fictional. There was no hot surfer tour guide in real life. But I saw things like real people on this island of the Azores off of Portugal doing things in real life that I then later had real people reenact for the film. Every couple that you see in the movie is a real couple who lives on that island. None of them were actors. And I loved bringing in some of that real life.
Well, good job. I'm not the only one, evidently. Tribeca says we love it. Good job there. And I guess it's coming to theaters really soon. Where can we see it?
Yeah, well, so this is like a real indie film fairy tale. I won $1 million from Tribeca, AT&T Untold Stories, to make this film. Then I premiered at Tribeca. And then after showing it at like 40 film festivals and screenings and like getting all these like audience love, basically, just like audiences like laughing and crying and coming up to me after and telling me like all the ways that they saw themselves in it. One thing led to another, and we just got picked up for distribution, and we're going to be in theaters starting in June. We're starting in New York, LA, and Chicago. June 10th in New York, June 12th in LA, June 19th in Chicago. You can follow Honey June Film on Instagram and find out all the details. But yeah, I can't wait to just share it with more audiences. That's my greatest love in this whole world.
Well, okay. I'm going to take a little time. Everybody's like pressing me, but this is one of those you don't get very often. $1 million. Every single person I've asked, like the other one's like, well, we did a micro budget, 100,000. We'd like to do it for a little more. So everybody's like, people get very like, how? But you entered something very interesting. It was, what were the parts like? Did you think you were going to win? Did you think you were like, because Tribeca's pretty big, and some of these, and I've been seeing them, they come up on my like feed on social, and I read it and I look at the details and I go, you're doing that in like. It doesn't mean you're giving me the $1 million. So what are some details you go, well, technically, but again, I don't want to get you in trouble with Tribeca.
No trouble. To kind of talk to your earlier question about like, did I think I was going to win? I mean, it's a dream come true. Like, you don't know what's going to happen when you're a filmmaker, but I think that the more I discovered like what my voice is and what I'm really here to do, it's, take audiences on a ride, make them laugh, make them feel seen and being human. And the better I got at doing that, the more audiences responded. And so the pitch where I won, there were hundreds of people in an audience. There was celebrity judges. And I pitched the film live. And I just knew like in my bones that if I could make them laugh and feel and do that like 1-2 punch, that what I'm all about, like, I got this. And I did. And then it was just like a little teaser for what I wanted to do with audiences later, and just make them have that experience on a deeper level. And so the beautiful thing about this award is it's really unique. You have total creative control. It's just, they finance your film. And it's such an amazing thing to get. But of course, like, being an indie filmmaker, I was used to like working with friends, getting discounts. And once you win the award, your budget is public. So there's none of that anymore. And then the money just like flies away, to shoot on an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean where I had to bring all my crew and all the equipment and everything. But I had to shoot there. That's the place that inspired it. The Azores are really magical, and there's like hot springs and steam coming from the earth and dolphins, and it had to be there.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. You don't have to answer, by the way, but I've told people to do this. I say, you got to put your budget in as well. They go, what do you mean? And they think they're going to make the budget in the end, like when it gets somewhere. And I go, no. If you're going to do it right, you have to put you in as like, if somebody hired you for what you do, what would be the amount that you need? Put that into the budget. Some people leave themselves out going, no, I need to get it made. But now you're going to stress about it. So did you put yourself in the budget, or did you leave yourself out going, I could have made what?
It's a great point. And every other filmmaker friend who won this award in the years before me told me, like, this is not just 1 year of your life. This is more than that. And that's what I'm experiencing now. Besides, you have to make the film in under a year in order to have the chance to premiere at the Tribeca Festival. So I pitched it June 7th. Then I premiered it June 7th, a year later. And now, 1 year after the premiere, we're going to have the theatrical release in June. So it's a crazy scenario, but the film doesn't end when you're done editing. It doesn't end when you're done with your festival premiere. And it doesn't end even after the theatrical release. Like, I'm so in love with audiences. Like, the love is mutual, you know, I'm super grateful for all the audience awards and all of that, but it's just like, I love being there, connecting with them. You know, all of that, like, it's work to continue distribution and marketing. All of that is part of filmmaking too. And I learned, like, as a writer director, you know, I thought the parts I loved most was like, you know, working with actors and editing and all of that. But like, I actually love this part too, because it's just more chances to do what it's all about at the end. You do all that hard work and you put all that into it to share it with people. So actually, this is my new favorite part, of course.
Okay, I will say this, and everybody's asking, I know. Did you have any left over? You're like, I need more. What am I going to do?
Yeah, of course you need more. I also was lucky to be the recipient of the SF Film Rain-In grant for post. And yeah, you know, there's always more you can do, but because of being an indie filmmaker and making shorts for a long time, ever since I was a teenager, you get really good at being creative. It's like another way to, you know, brainstorm and think of ideas and think of ways to reach people. And it's like, at the end, like, marketing, it's kind of simple. It's like, who's your audience? And what I always say is, you know, Honey June is for anyone who lives with loss, anyone who wants to feel good in their body, and anyone who has tried and failed to flirt. So it's for all of us.
I don't flirt. Okay, real quick. Good job. I'm glad I saw that. Good job. Keep it going. I cannot wait to see it. Where are you going to have the premiere?
Thank you. So the New York premiere is at IFC, then LA at the Laemmle Theaters, and Chicago at Gene Siskel. Yeah, check out Honey June Film on Instagram for all the info, and come say hi.
But where are you having the premiere?
You mean the New York theatrical premiere at the IFC Center?
Okay, got it. Because like red carpet, you bring out everybody.
Red carpet, Q&As, come through.
Yeah.
We're going to have really fun events. Also, because it's like the perfect date movie, we're going to have like a singles event, and it's going to be great.
Nice. Okay, keep it going. I cannot help you in New York. I could help you in LA, but I cannot help you in New York.
Oh, I'll see you in LA, man. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah. Oh, and real quick, just because I'm in LA, which Laemmles?
3 Laemmles, Royal, Town Center, and Glendale.
Okay, I know them. I was hoping Pasadena. I love Pasadena. You would like it.
Maybe we'll get there too. Yeah.
I never know.
Glendale's
Limited is awesome, and I know there's a budget for that. By the way, who's taking it? Or did Tribeca say we're going to help you with this, or
No,
did
my
someone?
distributors. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's Utopia Circle Collective. They're awesome, and yeah, I'm super excited. We're gonna start there and then open to more markets, so more cities coming your way. And you can always tell us if you want Honey June to come to your city. Let us know.
Oh, I like those. Those are those campaigns. You really got to get it out. You have no time, but that's all right. Keep it going. You're doing really good. And Laemmle's is really good. I really like it. I've seen some independents there, and I go, love it. So, especially the one in Pasadena, because sometimes I go, I think they're going to close, but you never know. So keep it going. And thank you for saying that. And any advice for those, because there's a lot of people watching, and they're saying, I need them. Fine. How much do you think you could have made it for if you didn't win the million, or would you have made it at all?
I have made films for way less. I've made films for nothing. It takes friendship too. Like, people have to help you because you don't make a film alone. I think it really depends on, like, you know, you can come up with an idea for the resources you have. If you have a location already, if you have actors, like, you can build it around them. At the end of the day, like, all my stories are kind of just different forms of making people laugh, making people feel, and making them feel seen. So, you know, I've done it for nothing. I've done it for $1 million, and hopefully now more than that.
Yes, keep going for more. You broke it, and I'm glad that you broke it, even if you won it, because in a way you go, but there is, like, some people hit it, and then some people have to, like, and they go, where am I going to get the money? You have to find the person with the money, or like this, the moment in time, and you went for it. So good job. The other ones probably hate you though. The ones that had and didn't. Don't ever.
I don't think so. I actually think, like, just like me, I've seen people that I love doing the thing, and then it inspires me. So I hope that people.
No, they hate. Just don't cross. No, I'm joking.
You're gonna like the dark comedy of my film.
Just be careful. I'm hireable. I just need a little, not a lot. All right, make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember, life is for the living, and keep it going. Okay.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Okay. More after this. We have with us Nora. Nora, I'm looking at something that looks so good, and it's about something so interesting. And although the trailer is very short, you go, very interesting. What's it about?
So, Isola is a psychological drama with thriller elements about a woman who is stuck on an island with her paralyzed husband, and she hires a nurse to take care of him. And the story is about these two women and how they start this sort of cat and mouse game, which is very much about who controls the other. And yeah, the nurse eventually ends up controlling this woman and eventually taking over her life and making her dependent on her the same way that the diseased husband has been doing. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's a psychological story, and it's very much about, I guess, like female psychology, female empowerment.
Okay, well, I'm looking at it right now. Here it is. Check it out.
Maybe she came into my life as a reminder of what I had forgotten. Like a wave that returns to the sea.
I am your friend.
I have so many questions on that. Okay, because you said, and then I was like, but how does that? Okay, so I have to pay attention. I sometimes think I have that, whatever you call it. Okay, look. How did you get that last shot? That last shot says so much about the whole thing. I almost feel like it does, because you're like, because it's glowy. Was it like, or was that the sun behind it, or was that an actual, like, I'm going to erupt one day?
Well, the thing is that initially the whole story was set on Stromboli, which is in an island in the south of Italy that has a volcano. Shooting there would have been a logistical nightmare, so we transferred the whole story on another island off the coast of Tuscany that actually doesn't have a volcano. So this volcano is created by our amazing VFX artists. I mean, I hope nobody recognizes that it's a fake volcano. But yeah, it's the volcano is sort of a character in the movie in a way too, because this psychological power game ends up escalating, and then it's a little like the volcano is a little like a symbol of that.
Well, I love it. I really do, and it looks good. And I'm glad you said VFX, because AI is a hot topic, and it does some really cool stuff. But then you go, no, how dare you? That's a type. It's a style. How dare you? But I like it. I really like it. I really thought, and it looks so good. And it really is kind of like one of those things you go, I feel, and then the people in this, at least the part that we just saw, I almost go, who's who and who's who's. I'm going to read this again. Joanna, who's stuck on an island with her. There's a dude, and there's a strange relationship with Ada.
Who's the caretaker, exactly. She ends up taking care of the diseased, the paralyzed husband of Joanna.
I have questions about her behavior, though. So what happened there?
Well, basically, she initially gets hired to take care of Oscar, who's the paralyzed husband of Joanna, and then eventually she becomes obsessed with taking care of this woman. So I guess the story is also very much about how care can become control in some situations. She's so obsessed with caring for her that it's a kind of care that becomes smothering. And so there's all sorts of parallels to stories like, I don't know, The Talented Mr. Ripley or Misery. And this woman, I guess it's about two lonely women who get together. One is lonely because she's been trapped in this unhappy marriage, and the other one is as we find out when we watch the film, was raised in an orphanage. She's always been taking care of others, taking care of people is her love language. But she's also like deeply isolated and lonely as a character. So when these two women meet, this, like I said, eventually there's a cat and mouse game that starts where
Ada becomes invasive and tries to start controlling Joanna's life to the point of finding out, her innermost secret, and then she uses that to make her, dependent on her, and eventually she starts blackmailing her, and everything turns very dark, and that's sort of the whole mood that I wanted to create. I wanted it to have this like gorgeous Mediterranean setting, but then I wanted the undercurrents to be very dark, and I like that kind of juxtaposition when you have, gorgeous setting, and then, the story is actually quite dark and dives into sort of the darkest corners of the human psyche. And it's also my first feature. So it's, it's a very contained sort of film in the sense that we shot it on an island. The main, location is a villa. So we mostly shot inside the villa. And and so that's sort of like the story.
I'm going to say this, by the way. Ada needs a job because I'm like, how did you find Ada? Because she's like, I look at, there's a couple and I go, what's going on there? What's going on there? And then I'm a friend. Are you? So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's so the character of Ada, she is obviously she's Fanny Ardant is a legend of the French New Wave in general, just very famous French actress. And she agreed on being in the movie. She really loved the character of Ada. She said she'd never played a character this dark. Usually she plays, more sort of like glamorous characters. She's a stunning woman and, very talented actress. And I guess when we met in Paris, when she agreed to be part of the movie, she did say that that's what attracted her to the part. It was this sort of ambivalence, because that's another thing about the movie is you don't really know who's the victim and who's the perpetrator, and you keep guessing till the end, because initially you think, okay, Joanna is the victim, she's suffering because she's trapped in this unhealthy marriage. We find out that her husband's been controlling her financially, so she's not free, she's not financially independent, she can't just leave. But then eventually you start realizing that maybe she's not a victim. Maybe she's actually, the perpetrator. And the same goes for Ada. Initially, you think, oh, she's just doing this to help. But then it's ambivalent because she's helping because she wants to control Joanna. So I guess one of the themes of the movie is like, how do we, the thin line between love and control. And I guess this is reflected in Joanna's relationship with Oscar, but it's also reflected in her relationship with Ada. And that's how I attached Fanny Ardant first as an actress, and then I had the luck to, get through the agents. I got in touch with Joanna Kulik, whom I loved in Cold War. It's one of my favorite movies, and she agreed on being Joanna, and I thought that they were just a very powerful duo because one has these dark, mysterious eyes, and I saw something like maybe a darkness there to explore. And the same goes for Joanna. She looks so angelic, but at the same time, there is also, I could see that there could be a little bit of a devil in her, in her acting, that she could pull that off. And that's what I like about this, it's almost like a chess game between these two women as they, at the end, it becomes like a game. Who's going to win this game? Obviously, I don't want to reveal the plot, but there is a lot of stake at the end for both characters, I'd say. And it does become quite, the audience does questions until the end. And most people tell me that they don't expect what happens at the end, which is a good thing.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. I say it every year and then I'm like busy. I'm taking care of my mother and, but I have a question on that, but whatever. What did you shoot it on?
So we shot it with an Alexa.
Okay. I'm glad you said that.
With Alexa Mini, and then we had anamorphic lenses.
You're the second person with the Mini. Okay. Yeah, they say the lenses that are technically, because that's the expensive part, right?
I think we had some kind of deal with the company that produced the lenses.
Yeah, because they're expensive, and I go, why so expensive? But anyway,
yeah, we definitely
I thought it was
support us.
Yeah, I thought it was the camera itself, and they're like, no, it's the lens. I go, whoa. And then I saw the price of the lens. I go, per day, even when you just like it's a pain in the butt. All right, good job. Keep it going. And what a great story. How long is it?
1 hour and 30 minutes, so it's like 90 minutes.
Okay, that makes sense. So cannot wait. Would my mother get scared, or would she be like, figured it out, or will she?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. You should do like multiple, you never know. Director's cut. Okay, thank you so much. We got to let you go. La Femme is where it's at. Thank you for being one of the people, and we have a lot, and we have more. But just thank you, because you made it, you wrote it, you directed it. You did write it, right?
I wrote it, yeah.
Yeah. And you did you get help in casting? Because again, how do you find these people?
No, I mean, the casting we very much came up with the cast. I mean, I knew that I wanted to work with Fanny Ardant as Ada, and then we did brainstorm a little with the producer, and one of my top choices in Europe for Joanna was Joanna Kulig. So I went to Poland, met up with her, and we discussed the script for a long time actually before shooting it. We did a lot of rehearsal with her before in Poland, because it wasn't her mother tongue, so that was a whole ordeal, like going through that, for her to act in a language that's not her own. We did work a lot on, she did an incredible job, but we did have to work a lot on all the lines, because of course you need to translate, it's when you don't act in your own mother tongue, it's obviously harder. But in a way, I think for this film, it works well, because everyone is so isolated that I think this feeling that they can't, that they're kind of stuck in their own world, like it kind of, I think, adds to the sense of isolation of each character, and also to the otherworldliness of the whole, like this island that we are in, because it feels like a suspended world. It feels like, a separate world. And I think the actresses having these strong accents, it kind of like adds to the strangeness of it all.
Yeah, I look, that last shot was just so amazing. But again, it just looks good. It looks good. Keep it going. Okay, we ran out of time. I'm going way over, but I don't care, because it's La Femme and we're in Budapest. You know how big that is? We've never been in Budapest. Well, maybe we have. I don't really know. She called me literally just weeks ago, and I'm like, okay. And I was going to shave, but I said, I'm going to keep it, because I think I could be cast Budapest. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Don't make that face. I saw that face. Whatever. Okay, make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember, life is worth living. Live well. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
A small service, and this is one of those I go, oh, interesting. But what's it about?
Without spoiling anything, hello. It's about a dying sister asks her older sister to run an errand for her at midnight. And much to her, she doesn't know the neighborhood, she doesn't know anything, and she goes out on an adventure to find her sister the thing she's asking for. And she meets a guy who kind of helps her out, and they have a little adventure. And I won't tell you the ending.
I love it. You kept me in suspense the whole time. I'm like, when? And that's literally what it says. A Sister's Last Wish, a midnight mission leads to an unusual adventure. Figure it out. Small service. Okay, and now I will say this. You're bringing it. We don't have a trailer. We don't have anything to show. But I will say this. That's how it starts, right? It starts, and when it starts, did it start in your mind like that, or did you go, I'm going to write it and see where it goes, or did you already know where it's going to go? And you're like, I have it pretty much, but do I?
Yeah, so it's such an interesting question because I've been in a lot of films. I've been an actress all my life, and I've worked on the other side of the camera a lot. I've worked on stage, and I've directed on theater as well. But I had never written and directed and produced a film, and I kind of always wanted to. And this story came at a time when there was a cascade of deaths in my life. And I don't know, I sat down one day and it just sort of came out of me. And it came out pretty much fully formed. I mean, obviously I worked on it lots and, the way a film gets made, it's so collaborative that things just keep changing and morphing as people are invited into the process. But I wrote it, and my greatest joy, because it's my first film, is that it's exactly what I had in my head. It's just my DP, Jack Yan Chen, who's a genius, I think, just sort of made it look exactly like what I had. And so that has encouraged me a great deal, and I'm already writing another one. In fact, another two. So it's great. I just listened to your last two interviews too, and I'm so inspired by both of them. I want to see those films, and it's just so interesting to hear the process we all go through, small or feature or any kind of project, really, where it just is like a little seed that starts, and the ones that won't let go of you kind of demand to be made. And that's what this one felt like. The actors I wanted were all in different cities, and two of them were in plays, so I had to work around them, and they're not young. So, had a lot of things against me, but everything seemed to work. Even we got rained out one of our only nights, and somehow managed to put it together again a week later. And so every time there was a disaster, as there always is on every project, there's things that you'll never get this film made, and then something happened, and a little angel would fly in, and we got it made.
I'm glad you said that, because sometimes it feels like, can you please help out? I have no idea what's going on. And then the world, and then you're like, we are what? Travel becomes a thing, and then you go, someone just died. I know about death. I've had several people die very close. And anyway, the point is, you go, well, I gotta keep it going, man. I've had filmmakers die around me, and they had something they wanted to do. I literally told one, I could show you a studio. And then before I knew it, they were literally in the hospital that my mother was in at the same time. And because I didn't go on Facebook at the time, they were there saying, please help me. And I didn't realize they were in the same vicinity of each other. But that's the world we live in, And so what do you do? So I understand that. Keep it going, keep it going. And I'm glad you are keeping it going. So what's next for you then?
Well, other than acting, which I've just done anyway, I've been doing that part of my life, but now, so I'm going to Budapest with this. I'm very excited, and we've submitted to a whole bunch of film festivals. We kind of came in at the end of the big push, so a lot of stuff is, of course, into next year already. Waiting for bigger festivals to have, because they want premieres, so world premiere is okay, but in Canada, TIFF won't take it if you've played somewhere else in Canada, so that's where I'm based right now. And but I hope to come to LA, Pasadena, Lemley. I heard that.
Yeah.
I used to live on Mount Washington, and my kid went to school in Pasadena, so I'm like, oh yes.
Yeah.
But
that's
anyway,
funny.
yeah,
We're
and
local.
Palm Springs and all the but that's sort of on the back end of this whole festival circuit now for me. So
Yeah. Yeah, we're local. And I remember I had like a thing and they're like, you could distribute to Lamley and others. I go, what? And I looked at the price. I go, oh, no wonder. And then we had to deal with some other real big, but they're all, here's the thing about theater. And I have a theory about it. People fight it, but I go, they are drying up because if you look at how many people are going right now and the price of going, especially here in the US, it is drying up. They're making deals they've never made before. And that's good. But then I go, where's the money at? Streaming. It's on streaming. And I don't know if the money is there 100%. Some of them give really good deals and some of them don't. But I go, streaming is where it's at right now. Theater is good. It's good for a premiere, but it can be a pain in the butt with price. And you go, oh my, especially if you're independent. Now, if you get picked up, that's great. But they go, we have this in line. And you go, dude, like those are like, I don't really know. Anyway, keep it going. Keep it going. It's called a small service. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sure that at some point I'll be sick of doing festivals and I'll just be like, oh, please just Netflix or somebody buy it. But right now I'm kind of glad that I made a film because it feels like, oh my God, will there even be films in a few years? That's terrible. There will always be film. I'm going to hold to that. But it feels a bit imperiled and certainly playing in a movie theater is like, what? So I really hope to do that a bit.
Look, is there a world? Yes, there's going to be a world. You just go, how's it going to happen? Look, there'll always be film, but it's really digital now, right? You go, but then, and I get the theory of that, but it's changing. Streaming is where it's at. My mother would never see these movies. I will say this: some of the ratings. Oh, go ahead. What do you want to say?
No, and it's democratized in a lot of ways. The whole medium has become democratized because of that, and that is a good thing. And now we can see stuff from all over the world, and they can see us, and so we're all sharing stories in a more fluid way.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because this is why I like La Femme. La Femme was ahead when everybody else was like, during coronavirus. This is what they did. They figured it out, and they said, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it right. Here it is. I'm going to bring this up, okay? If you want to support, and you want to do exactly what she's saying, support. Get a pass. It's only $20, which when you think about it, I think that's the one. Unless it changed. I don't really know. I think it used to be more. I don't really know. Or you could do just for one, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But streaming. You may not be able to come to Budapest, but if you can, yay. If you cannot, that's the thing. Then there are ways to get tickets, and you could go there in person in Budapest. Cinema City is where it's at. We love them. I saw their site. I said, whoa. But I'm telling you, theaters, and at least here in the U.S., I cannot speak for around the world, are drying. They are drying. And that's what I say about that. So keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. All right?
Aaron, thank you so much.
All right. More right after this. Stay tuned.
Bye.